All right, so you're a new carver, right? You've got yourself a knife and you use the sucker all the time to make all kinds of nice little whittle projects, but you want to expand to relief carving, like deep relief, or actually this is in the round, but you get the point, right? Maybe something like this where you've got leaves and faces and some realism, or maybe you even want to do some relief carving in the low relief style. These are the 5 tools that I suggest. This is opinion oriented, so keep your rude comments to yourself with regard to how wrong I am about this. Why am I so defensive this early on? But truly, this is just my opinion. So by all means, follow this if you like the style of carving that I do, because I think these are important for this style of carving. So to the first one, probably the most important one. This is my most used carving tool as far as gouges, skews, knives go. This is a number 4, but in reality, in every other maker's metrics, this is a number 3. So in other words, if I compare the angle of this tool to the angle of the Flexcut number 3, which I'm sure I won't be able to find because I'm filming right now. Here it is. It's about the same. And again, I don't think that's going to focus, but it's about the same as a 3. So a number 3, this is a 1-inch wide tool. I like the 1-inch wide because it offers me the ability to clear the surface of a piece of wood like this, but I can also use it to rough in shapes pretty well, like leaves, and I can do most of a carving with this tool if I really wanted to. So it's very effective and it's a great tool to have. I would then pair it with a gouge, a number 9, or even better yet, a veiner of some kind. Probably would go with a medium size. This is a 5/8 inch, or oh goodness, what is this? 6 millimeter. This is a number 10, which means that it's got these nice tall sidewalls. But you could use a number 9 in place of this at this size range. It's really, really useful for getting into tight corners, for defining shapes. You can use this tool in tandem with the number 3 to do a lot of shaping and get the rough forms of your carvings in place before you sharpen up details. Which leads me to the next tool, and that is the small, this is like a 1/8 inch, or no, this is less than that. This is like a 1/16 of an inch. Anything in the range of like a 1/8 to 1/16 inch, between, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 millimeters in terms of the veiner. This is great. This is a veiner, meaning the sidewalls are a little taller than a number 9. You can see that profile. You can also replace this tool with a 9 and it would be fine. But I really like with the smaller tools to have a nice tall sidewall. So an 11 or a 10, which are both in the veiner category. Maybe a little bit of a sharper profile, a little bit more of almost a V shape, but not quite a V tool. I would say this is as important or more important than a V tool. That's just where I'm at now, though. I would absolutely recommend you have a V tool. I use mine pretty often, but the veiners are really nice. And we can get into that in another video. But the next one that I would say would be really important to have is a larger number 9. And really having a list of tools that run the gamut, all of number 9s that are different sizes, would be really great to have. So this is a 15 millimeter, or this one's 5/8. I don't know why I called this one 5/8. This one's about, definitely not 5/8. I don't know. Somebody can come up with a conversion for 6 millimeters, but it's certainly, or is it 8 millimeters? I should probably know the sizes of my tools. Let's check. Let's see here. Yep, 5 mil, or 6 mil, something like that, and about 1/4 of an inch. There you go. Okay, 1/4 of an inch. This one's 5/8. This one's bigger, quite a bit bigger, and it's a number 9. It's a Swiss made, which I would wholly recommend, except for it's expensive. So if you're on a budget, you might want to go with a cheaper maker, but this is by far the finest of cutlery available. I don't know if this is considered cutlery, but gouges are absolutely worth spending a little bit of extra money on. So if you're going to do that and you have the extra dough, the Swiss made is absolutely worthwhile. But the number 9 is great for roughing in shapes, for defining things. I use it a lot in creating subtle changes and texture on a leaf, to defining subtle transitions from the nose to the cheek. Anytime you need to create a soft, subtle feature, it's really nice to do that. And so it's a really necessary tool. All right, and the final tool, the 5th tool, and I'd say this is last and definitely not least, is the skew. This is about a 1/4 inch skew, and skews, I would say, as the kids say, I slept on for many years. Many years I thought, skews, dumb tool, don't need that. Why would I have a skew when I got one of these? I got a knife. Skews are very unique in that they allow you to get into like inside corners and edges in a way that a knife, see, for instance, if I'm trying to get in here, right, and I don't want to bump this hair, well, this is a dull part of the blade, this bottom part of the blade. So it can bump all day long and it won't damage this very much, right? But if I use a knife and I get in this area, I would often find that I'd end up cutting and then it would bump up against this and it would create this bruising or this these lines that show up when the carving is clear coated. So the skew can do a lot of what the knife can do, but just with a little bit more precision and control. It's sharp where you want it and not where you don't want it to be sharp. So it's just a useful tool. I mean, I use the skew for anything that I use a knife for. Maybe sharpening up the eyelids of a project, maybe sharpening up the lip transition or the between the upper and lower lip. This project is one that I created for my online carving school, and I used all of these tools to make this carving and maybe just 1 or 2 others. And so as a bonus, I did want to quickly add a couple of tools, if I were to add a couple of tools to kind of fill this out. So I mentioned using a 1/16 inch or 2 or 3 mil veiner, right? I would also get a slightly larger veiner, say a 3 or 4 millimeter veiner, something like this on the bigger side. Right, this is a stew by, or something like this. This is closer to the 3 mil side. Really, really nice to have. It's like a nice in between, between this small veiner and this kind of medium-sized one, the 1/4 inch veiner. Another great one to add to your tool set. Another would be a V tool, and a 60-degree V is fine. It's great. This is another Swiss made, which is a great tool. Needless to say. And then if you really wanted to expand your tool set, something to sand with that is not sandpaper is something I can't recommend enough. It could be this. This is a pin vise, and it holds Dremel bits, and you can use the Dremel bits that are, again, diamond burrs, maybe I didn't say that, diamond burrs, to soften areas. And what's nice about this is, unlike sandpaper, it holds its form extremely well, and it really allows you to create shapes, really subtle shapes, without leaving behind grit or sand or any deposit in the carving. So definitely recommend a pin vise. Get these, I'll link this in the description as well. Now you're maybe an intermediate carver and you're like, Alec, where do I get all these tools from? There's actually a really and I'm not sponsored by Flexcut to say this, they're not paying me to make this video, but Flexcut makes a tool set. It's called their Pro 6-piece full-sized set. And I would absolutely recommend this tool set if you are starting out. It has many of the tools in here, not the skew and maybe not quite the smaller veiner that we've got here, but it comes in a nice wooden box. I just bought one of these for some students. Let's see if I can find it. There's the wooden box, and there's the kit. Actually, hold on, let me grab this. Can you grab this for me? Thank you. Whoa, casket. Yeah, see, this is why I need to organize my stuff here. Anyway, here it is. 6-piece set, full-size handles. It's got a lot of the tools that we mentioned, the wide 3, the medium 9, the slightly smaller 9, and a V tool. you know, a few extras I don't use as often, but are still nice to have. And it's just nice to have a set that's not too, I don't know, it doesn't have a bunch of extra stuff you're not going to use. So I like this set. I would recommend it. Made in USA, kind of like that. Yeah, that's just a quick suggestion. And I'll link that in the description of this video as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope it was helpful. And it's just a quick little video. Production value is not great, but I do appreciate the time. I hope it helps. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Oh yeah, take your vitamins, by the way. And check out the online carving school if you want some in-depth instruction on how to make stuff like this and more about tools and sharpening and all that. So, bye-bye.